Hola gente, buen día, ¿cómo andan? ¿Qué tal? Bueno, acá Zuka de Isla Tam. En el día de hoy vamos a tener un streaming sobre los community hubs que van a suceder en Devconnect. Como todos estos hubs están organizados por gente de todo el mundo, el streaming va a ser en inglés, así que voy a hacer ese switch al inglés ahora mismo y con eso hacemos la introducción al espacio. So, well, as you may know, the community hubs are happening inside Devconnect, inside La Rural. We will have a whole week to host programming, activities, initiatives, to interact with people coming from all over the world. The idea is to host an agenda related to some specific topics, such as women in crypto, such as enterprise, such as payments and fintech, and as well as a community all across Latam. So for this, we thought of hosting this live streaming where we invite all the community hub leaders that are organizing this agenda to tell you directly what they are thinking for this whole week and what initiatives do they have incoming. So you can already feel and sense what you are going to live during the Devconnect agenda. With that said, we invite all the guests coming to the hub. So now we start receiving all of them. Welcome, everybody. We have Tom Timan from the Account Abstraction Hub. We also have Nico from the Enterprise Hub. We have Cami as well, Rioja. We have everyone. We have Ari Averman from the Fintech Hub. We have Joshua from the World of Design Hub. I also see everyone is joining. Instead of maybe me present the main idea of the streaming will be for every one of us to introduce ourselves, tell what we are doing, how do we get here, and then start talking about the community hub agenda mainly, talk about the main initiatives and programming that we have during that week, maybe something that we want to highlight. So in that sense, I would like to share the word with, I don't know, maybe Camila. Would you like to start?
Jam. Good morning, afternoon, or evening to everybody. My name is Camila Rioja. I speak directly from Brazil from the lovely city called Recife. This is a pop-up city that we have organized. As you can see, here's Derek, the co-organizer, and some of our friends who are taking part in this journey with us. We have been living together for 2.5 weeks now. In the first week, we organized learning sessions in which we discussed solutions for regenerative practices in Latin America. In the second week, we're hacking together solutions, but also taking part in a 90,000 free tech event, 90,000 people, free tech event in the streets of Brazil. And in the third week, we're going to reconvene to talk about what we learned together and prepare to the next steps on DevCon with all of you. Devconnect, sorry, I missed Thailand, my bad. But it's a pleasure to be here and to be speaking with all of you.
Nice, beautiful. Tom, would you like to continue?
Yeah, of course. Hi, my name is Tom Tiemann. I'm with the Ethereum Foundation. I'm based in Israel, and we're gonna do the account abstraction hub this year. We did it the first time last year in DevCon for the first time, and I think it was really successful because there's just so many different types of people who are building with account abstraction. It's kind of like something that's underlying a lot of different things, and there's been a lot of very exciting advancements in the past year, and we have some teams that are presenting what they did and how we can now onboard just regular wallets with 7702 and some other interesting things that we're doing. So we're looking forward to sharing that with everybody.
Awesome. Great to hear. Well, now, Victoria, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Victoria. I'm part of Switzerland, and I'm representing the Communities Hub for Future Cities and Permanent Hubs. So we are bringing together the different pop-ups and permanent hubs that have been taking place over the past 2 years. It's the first time that this hub is being brought to a DevCon or Devconnect, and we're very excited to show and share learnings together of what we have done in the space over the past year.
Awesome. Now, Nico, would you like to continue?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. I'm Nico, originally from Bolivia, but now I'm already here in Buenos Aires. Couldn't wait for November to come, so decided to come out a bit earlier. I'm the community lead at Octant, and we're preparing the Enterprise Hub together with some colleagues across multiple organizations. Mainly with the folks who did the Adoption Hub last year, Andre, Ira, who did an awesome job. And the goal of the Enterprise Hub will be to bridge all the tech and innovation that we're doing in Ethereum to traditional and let's say Web 2 institutions. So excited to tell you more about it in a bit.
Super interesting. That's something super needed. So looking forward to hear the whole agenda in there. Now, Shamit, would you like to continue? Are you there? Can you hear us? Well, maybe Ari, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, no problem. I'm Ariel. I'm Ari. I'm now directing Latin America expansion for Gnosis Pay to be exactly. And now that I was able to get some crazy people to join me to create this fintech hub. We call it the on-chain banking and fintech hub. The idea is there to bring everybody from the fintech vertical and industry to come and talk to the on-chain builders. We believe like it needs to be a better banking experience, and I think the only way to bridge that into the real world is to get the builders of Web3 and crypto talk to fintech, product managers and everybody in the business. So hopefully we'll find a place for everybody to meet with the fintech builders, and as well from Web3 devs as well to check what's happening in the fintech world as well.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And now I think the last one is also, well, we have now Joshua that joined, but first was Jonathan on the waiting list. You're muted.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good now? Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So, hey, I'm Jonathan. I'm with eStaker, and we're helping organize the Node Operator Hub. So this is a reprise of what we also helped organize at DevCon last year, but it's going to take on some new forms this year with different people owning different days and basically setting. It's actually cool. It's going to be more space. So if you were there last year, just some changes and improvements to even expect from that. But we're going to have tables set up where people can be working on their own node configurations. Like we want to help onboard people to be node operators, and also learning how to use them and how to stake with them, and hear talks from different speakers during the days. So each day will have kind of like a different theme that we're working on right now, based on the kinds of programming being put together. But we'll be talking about all kinds of different ways of using your node, staking with your node, liquid staking, distributed validator staking, workshopping. We'll have client dev teams there to help workshop in a workshop corner. And so, yeah, we're really excited about the whole plan.
Awesome. Well, now we can invite those that couldn't join at first. Joshua, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Sorry for being late. Yeah, my name is Joshua. I'm from DeSci World and from the Bonfires.ai protocol as well. I'm partnering with Brenda from DeSci Latam, who invited me to speak on this, on the World of DeSci Hub, which is the second time we're doing it. It's the first time we did it last year in DevCon in Thailand. This year we're doing it again in Buenos Aires. And shall I introduce the hub or just myself?
For now, you can say, well, you now said the hub you are representing. Now we are doing like everyone their introductions, and then we will deepen on the main agenda.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just a quick intro about DeSci generally. Decentralized science has been around for quite some time, like 4 or 5 years, and DeSci World has been around for about 4.5 of those 5 years. It's taken on many forms, and so some of you may know DeSci from sort of the BioDAO tokens or any of the sort of biotech investment stuff that's happening. But DeSci is a massive industry with lots of really exciting things coming, and the World of DeSci Hub tries to shine a light on all of those different initiatives that are just emerging in DeSci. So I'll tell you more about it in a bit though.
Awesome. And now we have the last one, Cande. Welcome.
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much. So I'm Cande, I'm CMO of Real Blocks. We do tokenizing of real world assets, and we are organizing the community, the Real World Assets Community Hub in Devconnect. We are expecting a lot of workshops and talking about the regulation going on in Argentina about tokenization of real world assets. So we're very thrilled to be here. Thanks for the space, Suka. Thanks for organizing this. And we'll be in the Devconnect there the whole week with other startups of real world assets. And also we'll be there with a special intervention in the Devconnect. So look for us there. Thank you so much. Okay,
awesome. So starting now with the main agenda, I'll come back to the start of the list. I would like to ask you, Camila, again about what do you want to highlight about your week? What are we expecting for your hub? Why should people come there? What kind of networking will we have?
Thank you for the question. So basically, we do want to connect and bring the very fresh views that we're going to be having after this experience, like bringing Ethereum and like talking with the community in the northeast region of Brazil. Brazil is a very big country. It's 205 times the size of Switzerland. Can you imagine that? It's quicker or closer to go from the right-hand side of Brazil to Africa than from the right-hand side to the left-hand side of Brazil. So this is the size of the country that we're talking about. And the Northeast region is virtually known for being underserved and underprivileged in many ways. So we have a very interesting group of people who gathered here, like a small yet interesting group of people who gathered here from all over the world. And what we wish to like further explore in the community hub is like to exchange the experiences of co-living 3 weeks here together, not only about the specific region, right, but how this experience plugs, right, the different types of initiatives that are being undertaken in the other parts of Brazil and wider Latin America and globally to the real world needs of the individuals in here. So Recife is all about like thinking about real world solutions, discussing them, hacking them, and then finding ways to like intertwine and intersect with the local community. One of the topics that we are exploring here and is of utmost relevance for us is the topic of community currencies. In Brazil specifically, community currencies can and are used to pay social benefits from the government. So it's kind of like a different type of situation where you have real world public goods, right, touching different like DeFi scenarios. So we have been exploring that in depth here, and it's one of the topics that we're going to be discussing. The second one is about refi, regenerative finances. And this year, Brazil specifically is hosting COP while Devconnect is taking place. So all of this agenda is a hot topic right now. The other subjects that we have been addressing relate also to the creative industry. But long story short, we are very much looking forward, to reconnect in Argentina and let you guys know about like the flavors, the sounds, and also the experiments that we have here. To close and to finalize the introduction of what you can expect, tomorrow we have the closing of our hackathon. So hopefully some of the good projects are also going to be joining us to showcase what was built in Argentina to all of you.
Okay, and when you say like you are talking about the different currencies for communities, for societies, is this going to be the full week based on those topics, or is it going to be one day topic related? How did you organize that?
So ideally what we do is to repeat kind of the experience that we did here. So the week is separated into 3 different streams. So the first one is about learning. So we share our learnings and we also invite friends to learn. And then the second week, which is like the hack week, we look forward to like explore and to showcase what was built while we were in here. And the last part of the week, we are going to condensate some of the discussions related to what to build next. The way we call this methodology is like learn, hack, and discuss, which seems to make sense when we need to, better understand each other's perspectives out of the different initiatives. So long story short, what we're doing is like to condensate a 3-week experience into a 1-week experience now in Argentina.
Okay, and I'll take leverage from this moment. Where should people follow you if you want more updates on the agenda, on things that are coming soon?
Awesome. So me personally at Mila_Rioja, but more importantly, Hesichi, which is to rebuild, redo, rethink, recycle, city as in city _ in the end.
Awesome. At last, we will eventually share also a post maybe with all the links, so anyone loses this. So at the end, we will share all the handles for you to follow to keep updated. Now, well, thank you very much, Cami, for your info, for your insights. Now, I would like to invite Tom to tell us about the full week and what should we wait for.
Okay, so first of all, just to set the stage a bit, account abstraction. At this point, I think most people are familiar with the concept. Last year at DEF CON, I think there was also pretty high familiarity, but it's growing, every day. And the goal of our community hub is actually I like the fact that we're just I'm presenting a hub which is a very different kind of like approach than what Camila is talking, just to show like the variation of different hubs and how they're different subjects and everything. In our case, I think it's more of a shelling point. So we saw this in DEF CON last year in Thailand. There's a lot of different teams building with account abstraction in different layers of the stack. If it's the people building the infrastructure, if it's the wallets, if it's the application, developer tools, security, there's a lot of different ways where people use account abstraction, different methods, either as building the account abstraction ecosystem themselves or using it as application, etc. And this year we also were trying to focus much more on the application side, because and this is in general the theme with Ethereum Devconnect this year, the whole Ethereum World Fair, trying to show as many applications as possible. So we have some interesting applications that we're going to be showcasing there, and I think like that's part of like the appeal of account abstraction is the fact that you can now kind of like allow for applications to be very user-friendly, and you can focus more on what you're building and not the underlying technology necessarily. So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, just wanted to ask because this intrigues me that should we wait for presentations with product leaders and founders, or should we wait for workshops around how to implement the technology, or both of them?
Why not both? Exactly. It's going to be a lot of them. We're going to have fireside chats. If anyone here has been to DEF CON and been to our hub last year, they would know it's just like a lot of things. We had demos. We had a cool announcement back then that the user operation mempool went live. So that was like a little celebration. We're going to have other interesting announcements also that we have planned for the hub as well. The team that I'm part of, the account and chain abstraction team, we're also organizing a conference in Devconnect called Trustless, which is very much about the values that we're trying to make sure we maintain in the Ethereum ecosystem around trustlessness. So we will be showcasing a new protocol there called the Ethereum Interop layer. And we will also obviously discuss this at the account abstraction hub, because this is part of chain abstraction, and account abstraction and chain abstraction are very much intertwined. So we're also doing some demonstrations there. We will be showcasing an SDK for wallets that are, non-account abstraction wallets, regular old wallets, just like MetaMask type, just you have a key. So we have a new SDK that we're rolling out with one of the teams in the space. They got a grant from us, and we're going to be showcasing that to a lot of teams very heavily, because there's going to be a hackathon by ETH Global. So we want to make sure people are ready for that hackathon. So the idea, basically, just to kind of summarize, because I can go on, is that we want to be this Schelling point for all the different teams. So we saw last year that there was a lot of fruitful cooperation coming out of it when they had a chance to all meet in one place and discuss this. So yeah.
So this main conference that you are doing, Trustless, is already published on the Devconnect Luma calendar, or where should people
Yes.
get
Yes,
the info
just
about?
yeah, if they want to follow on Twitter, it's TrustlessConf, CONF. And it's also in the calendar. There's 2 days. There's trustless : / like HTTP, EIL or interop landscape. So the first day is going to focus more on the EIL protocol. The second one more on interoperability in general, if it's OIF, EIL, a lot of other protocols out there. So that's on the calendar. You can check it out. We highly recommend everybody to come. There's no fee to come, just like sign up. And we also have the hub running at the same time. So yeah,
It's going to be a big challenge.
oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah,
So
it's a challenge.
if people want to follow you and keep updated, where should they go to?
So I mentioned the Twitter handle TrustlessConf, but the more known handle that we have is ERC4227. So just like the standard ERC4227. So just look that up on Twitter and follow us, and we'll also share updates there.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Tom. Sorry. Well, now I would like to invite Nico to tell us about the Enterprise Hub. Those connections are super important for the blockchain industry to scale. So what can you tell us about what is coming?
Yeah, so much to tell you. There is, I'm super glad to see that there are a bunch of hubs that are sort of looking in the same direction, like the FinTech Hub, for example. So super excited to see what collaborations, what can come out of that. But as I mentioned earlier, the main goal of the Enterprise Hub is to bridge the gap between the Web3 ecosystem, between Ethereum and traditional, and Web2 institutions. And the way we want to do that is mainly we want this community hub to be a sort of like starting point. We want these collaborations to last a lot longer than just the time of Devconnect. So the goal of this hub will be to facilitate and let's say gather contacts so that we can start matchmaking and make connections between these, let's say, Web3 companies and Web2 or traditional institutions that need help getting onboarded. And when I say traditional institutions, I'm talking about all kinds of enterprises, businesses, but even NGOs, like I feel that there's, of course, now a lot of focus on stable coins and payments, which is amazing. But aside from that, aside from adopting the technology, we believe there is a knowledge gap in utilizing the technology at a deeper level, and also even incorporating, let's say, Web3 processes in other departments of each organization. I'm talking about product development, innovation, product design, for NGOs in terms of how they can use Ethereum to allocate capital or generate more capital. Also about hiring or the legal aspects of it, maybe even how to market and how to target a more Web3 native audience. Those are the topics that we want to tackle in the Enterprise Hub. And this is a call for people out there, especially here in Argentina, who might have friends or might have companies yourselves who are not, let's say, fully in Web3, or are still, let's say, curious to learn about how you can implement it, how you can use it, as I mentioned, in many different departments. This hub will be very helpful for you to learn about that. And I invite you to feel free to DM me. We're trying to bring as many local companies as possible to, of course, Devconnect, and to the hub. We're going to have a sort of cohort that we're going to be running throughout the week to showcase all these different opportunities and options that people have in the Ethereum ecosystem for enterprises and NGOs, businesses, etc. And yeah, as I mentioned, with the goal of creating both a sort of database of contacts to matchmake multiple stakeholders, and also have a sort of knowledge base to understand at a deeper level how these two worlds, let's say, can merge and collaborate together.
So this, I imagine correctly, this being like a networking B2B space, is that right? For enterprises that are interested on integrating the technology, would that be like the right spot for them?
Exactly. So to be honest, we have a lot of programming planned as well, but we want to give enough space for these companies to connect with each other as well. And maybe in the workshops themselves or in the roundtables that we are organizing, we can find a way to match these people. So the initial days are going to be a lot about finding out about the challenges of local companies, of traditional institutions, NGOs, etc. And then throughout the week, we can even bring builders to explain how they can potentially solve it with existing solutions, or maybe they can come up with their own solutions. And yeah, integrate Ethereum at many different levels.
I see. And where should people go to follow for updates, to get the agenda?
Well, we're actually mostly doing this from our individual accounts. Let's say we don't have Enterprise Hub account. So feel free to DM me primarily, and I will share with you any updates that we have. And yeah, again, if you know anybody who would want to attend to figure out how to get onboarded in Ethereum and Web3 as a company, as an NGO, as an enterprise, feel free to hit me up. My handle is there, right here, there.
Sorry, I wouldn't want to
nice.
interrupt you, but
hello, everybody.
Like, party I'm going. There you go. There you go. They are full at the conference, as I see. So, well, thank you very much, Nico. Again, love what you are organizing. Congratulations on that. Now, I would like to share also with Ari for him to tell us what should we expect for the Fintech Hub.
Man, I feel so FOMO. I want to be in these other hubs, but I need to organize the FinTech Hub. How do we do that?
How do you divide yourself?
Oh shit! Yeah, I have no idea. In the FinTech Hub, I think everybody involved believe like it needs to be a better banking, right? I think fintech and neobanks have done a tremendous job to separate it from traditional banking and has pushed everybody online and to digital stuff. But still, the on-chain layer still provides such a better experience that we need to help reaching that. We have 6 days with a space in the Devconnect for everyone who is like just teasing with the idea or having building a solution, feeling the pain of banks. Like, if you come to Argentina, I'm sure you're gonna feel the pain of going through the bank to do anything or to liaise with the cash or with all the discounts that are there, the card, the payments, the savings account, like everything. If like anybody's building something there, I think they'll find in our agenda something cool to check. We are working like neck to neck. Is that how you say it in English? Neck to neck or hand by hand with the Argentina FinTech Association. So they will be bringing a lot of guests who are building at the edge of a FinTech technology while regulation allows it. So hopefully from the Web3 space, we can bring all those like people trying to disrupt it and they can find the different aspects of how they can build today and how they can build for the future. So what we're going to be finding, I'm going to open a little bit, like we can share the screen, can we? Suka?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I guess I'll just say it out loud.
Yeah, maybe you can share with with the comms team on our group chat, and then they can share the picture if you want to showcase something in specific.
Don't worry. It's just a screenshot of our
Okay.
agenda. It doesn't even look like it's just a spreadsheet, right? But we're talking. We're gonna bring payment infrastructure conversations to understand how the acquirers and the payment processors are working in Argentina and also in the different parts of Latam, how they are preparing for off-ramping stablecoins and on-ramping stablecoins. We're talking about bringing Payway or Fiserv and different acquirers of here. Also, we're talking a lot about cards for sure, whether it is for consumer or also the infra of card issuing on the networks of Visa and MasterCard. We'll be talking as well about the stablecoin use cases, how this can improve the banking products, and as well like what can else do besides just being like the tokenized fiat, right? So what else can stablecoins do for users and banks? Then we have a lot of like identity and compliance, insurance. We're going to be talking about privacy. Like a big chunk of the agenda is privacy for payments, especially the like this is very related to what Nico was saying. We're enterprise who don't want to touch much of the stablecoin payments if it's not private. So we're going to be talking about that. We have some help from the legal remote hub to be talking about different topics like the Genius Act, the impact in Latin America. How will we look the Genius Act in Argentina if that ever comes? Also, we'll be talking about accounting and taxes, because sometimes what it feels like some people are worried is like, how do I, if I start interacting everything on chain and everything in crypto, it's like, how do I at the end of the day or at the end of the month, at the end of the year, declare the taxes, what I can declare, what I can declare. All of that will hopefully will be bringing people who can actually speak about those things, both for individuals and for enterprises. Enterprises, I mean like companies, businesses.
Awesome.
And the last topic, yeah, am I speaking too much? Did you? No, okay. Sorry. So, and the last topic that I wanted to bring up that I found very interesting personally is like how on-chain banking can bank the unbanked. That was like more like a tongue twister, right? There's so many people in rural Argentina and in rural parts of Latin America who are not have access to banks. They don't have access to fintechs. They don't have access to credit. We would like to start having that conversation for builders in Devconnect to come and start hearing about those stories, so we can also create products for those people so they can get on chain as well without the complexities, for sure.
And do you want to share your social media for people to follow and keep updated?
I posted in Twitter.
Awesome.
I just did it. The last thing is like everything I said, it's half of the agenda. Okay, the other half of the agenda, it's like now it's open for anybody to come. This is a community-led hub. Please, if you're building in payments, banking, stablecoin, super apps, all of that, this is a brandless community hub, but we want to understand what are the pains that you are solving, how are you solving, what info are you doing, what's the tech stack. If you would like to bring topics to discuss, the agenda is open for you to come as the organizer. We give you 30 minutes. You invite the people you want to invite, and let's have that conversation. It's very important to have all of that, because if not, it will be more like we believe that this is important, but actually the Web3 dev and builder community thinks otherwise. We are open to give you the space. So please reach out to us, and we'll put you there.
Awesome. Well, now, Victoria, now that you could rejoin the streaming, will you want to share with us?
Yes, happy to. Sorry, I'm on the train. I was just visiting one of the hubs that and the pop-up villages that will present in Rome, Urban Village. So so I'm representing the Future Cities and Hubs Hub. So a lot of hubs there. The goal is that we bring together organizers, also like Recife, like Camila that she spoke about, and share the learnings of the different topics. We have structured these 6 days as follows: that we will start of like why do we need physical spaces to build defensive asset and to accelerate DIAC builders. So I presume many of the listeners here know what DIAC is. In case you don't, it is like Vitalik's take on like how we accelerate tech, and it is like a philosophical argument that embraces the 4 pillars of decentralized technology, differentiated technology, with which he means like nuanced, democratic technology, but also in a sense of defensive meaning like to not only accelerate for the acceleration part of it, but actually accelerate.
Sorry,
for
could you
good
repeat
for
that part,
society.
please?
After having
Could you repeat that last part
so
that you go like
to
got it?
accelerate, yeah, to accelerate also the defensive part is to accelerate for to defend society as well and humanity. So after we have set the tone a little bit of like why physical spaces for technologies like us, and why we need like cities or future villages where we test out the technologies, we will dive into like the privacy tech stack that these villages are needing, the security, like how we make these communities that we are building capture resistant, then go into the resilience and some part of like the softer elements of like co-living and co-creating the community organizational element. And then the other two topics, and then I probably keep it short, is we really envision that, and many of us coming together at Devconnect, these villages will be completely run on chains. So we will talk a lot about like how them financially sustainable, but also invest in the builders as well. So there will be a whole day on tokenization for community villages, and part of it is the community currencies. The other, and lastly, what we will speak about is then the financial. Wait, I'm missing someone.
Yeah, I would like to ask, maybe this is not a question, but a request maybe. Can we imagine of having some connection or some relationship with the network state team? Is this something similar? Is it samely oriented? What possibilities do we have there?
Yes, so future cities and hubs, it's actually, yes, all of the builders that we are bringing together and organizers, they are building some sort of, I prefer the word network societies than network states, because, you know, we all start out as a community. Some of us might not yet have any kind of agreement of a special economic zone or any kind of legitimacy and sovereignty, but you know, we're also bringing together people from like the people in Prospera and Infinita who have already been part of the frontier in building network states, and learn from them and hear their insights on how it was to deal with regulation. But so the hub is about network societies, so the digital layer and how we connect the cloud and the land.
I love it. I love it. So finally, for people to be updated and else, like we did with everyone else, do you want to share your social media and where should people go to?
Yeah, I'm happy to share it in here in the comments. Yeah. So basically, we're still refining the agenda, but then if you have been part of any of the pop-ups or you can follow Switzerland, I'm sure all of us will keep sharing and resharing each other so that we bring more to.
Oh, I think we lost her.
Eventually start living in a permanent city.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. We will make sure to get the handles as well, and then we will make the post for everyone to have it easy. Now, I would like to ask Jonathan from ETH Staker to tell us about their hub, what's coming here to Devconnect. Tell us. Sorry.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yeah, let me go into it. I'll go into a little bit more. So one of the goals that we have as our organization, but also the community, is to help grow the community of stakers and help educate. And to be a staker, you have to be a node operator. And I know there's a lot of other people here in this group, you know, seed nodes and everything. You guys are involved with helping node operators learn too. So it's been great partnering with you all on this too, on this topic, because the more that we educate on people running their own node, it gives them a sense of independence and an ability to interact directly with the living protocol of Ethereum and contributing to it, and also benefiting from it. Because if you have a node, you can have your own window into the network, and also you can stake and earn rewards if you're performing the duties of a staker. So we want to help this be like a physical place where people can be onboarded into all those different kinds of activities and hear from leaders in the ecosystem about the ways that you can go about doing that, because there's no one size fits all. There's no, I mean, there's simple ways and more complex ways, and ways to stake with 32 ETH or more or less. And so you kind of have to look at it from, you know, what situation is good for you. And so like creating a space for those conversations as well is something we want to do, because we find that people have a lot of questions, and, you know, you can give a talk and go to a talk. And we actually, as a side note, we are doing an event, a side event there at Devconnect called Staking Gathering after the first day. But so you can go hear talks, and you can hear talks at the Node Operator Hub, but you can also go and be like interactive and workshop and actually like bring your own computer to set it up as a node. So we're gonna, this table or this community hub will probably have the most tables with like plugs and cords of any other community hub, because it's going to be like very hands-on and workshopping and asking questions of client teams that will be there too. We'll have execution layer client teams and consensus layer client teams and other tool builders from the ecosystem, people from ETHStaker helping educate during different days. And so that's what you can expect.
Okay.
Yeah. And then as far as you've been asking about like, where do we find more information? Like social media. Yeah. The best place I would say right now is to check out the ETHStaker Twitter account. That's just at ETHStaker. And we constantly are promoting like what we're doing there. We actually just this morning posted something about getting ready for Buenos Aires. So we did a community call last week with like tips and suggestions. So you can go see some of the stuff we're talking about there. And we'll share more about the community hub too. Okay, and so builders should wait for mostly workshops, right? How to develop and launch their own validators. Is that right? Yeah, I mean, you can get advice on doing like a simple launch or building your own like home setup. I mean, we try to promote staking from home and staking independently. So yeah, a builder could go and do that and get themselves set up from 0 to 1, you know, and learning from there. Okay, so I also understand that there are several conferences happening around Devconnect related to staking. For example, the Staking Summit. Do you have in mind some of those events that people interested should attend to? Yeah, so we're putting those on our calendar. We have an ETHStaker calendar that has the different events. But yeah, if you go to like the devconnect.org/calendar, there are a few on there. The one I mentioned, which is what ETHStaker is putting on, is called Staking Gathering. That's on November 18th. And then I know like the day before the EF main event, I think it's called Staking Summit. It's I think it's before the official Devconnect week starts, but I know that's happening too. There may be other things I'm missing right now, but I know that the topic of staking will be happening throughout the week. So we'll keep putting them on our public calendar that you can see on our website so that you can hop around to the different events. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Jonathan. Now I would like to ask Joshua about the DeSci Hub. Now, yes, you can tell us all about it, please.
Is my internet okay? I literally just cut out. Like, can you hear me fine?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah, cool. So the DeSci Hub, the world of DeSci Hub, is a really interesting take on the idea of decentralized science. So a lot of people will see DeSci or decentralized science as like a technical stack, which it definitely is. It's the utilization of blockchain with academia and science, trying to use blockchain for all the benefits that it can bring for decentralized funding, decentralized access, publishing, storage, etc., identity and verification of like academic results. And putting that onto the blockchain makes science much more trusted, much more scalable, much more reproducible. But that's sort of like the technical aspects of DeSci. But one thing that we're, in particular at DeSci World and DeSci LATAM and many people in the DeSci space, we're very passionate about the culture of DeSci as well, which is, okay, using these tools for interesting things to improve the academic process, but also let's get more people involved in science. Let's get more citizens contributing to the scientific ledger. And let's open up the access in a way that makes science actually more meaningful for people to participate in, rather than it being this sort of monolithic other, which we have with the institutionalization of most things, including science. But it's like we want to regain trust and regain those sort of collaborative those collaborations between academia and non-academics, and try to break down those barriers of what it means to be a scientist, so people can actually participate meaningfully. So that's the idea of this sort of culture of DeSci, and the way that we've structured the hub really speaks to this. So it's a 6-day hub, of course, and so day one is just onboarding, because I know that there's a lot of things happening on day one, so we're not putting too much focus on content. And then day 2, 3, 4, 5 are modeled under the body, mind, heart, and soul. That's the themes that we've established. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a really nice sort of way to frame it. So body focuses more on the sort of human body and the biohacking and the biotech side, which is very popular, in particular in crypto. So we have, each day has 3 slots, 3 sort of focus slots, where different projects will attend and host and sort of share their projects, and maybe do some separate workshops depending on how they wish. So day 2 is the first one, which is body. It focuses on the body, focuses on biohacking. So we have health, medicine, in particular in Latin America. We have a few Latin American DeSci projects who are doing DeSci with regards to sort of like personalized health, personalized medicine. Slot 2 would be sort of BioDAOs, biohacking, this sort of like trying to improve the human body using technology, which is very popular at the moment. And slot 3 is applied use cases to that.
Okay.
The second day is mind, which is the focus on the sort of ephemeral, mental, cosmic realms. And so this is things like AI, space, mental health, and we're actually also putting publishing in here as well. So these are sort of like the more ephemeral, mental sort of aspects to it. And great projects, again, also from Latin America presenting there. Day 4 is the third on the culture side, and it's heart, which is a focus on nature and the material world, the heart of the world that we live in. So we're focusing on climate change, sea preservation, land preservation, atmospheric preservation. We have some cool people from Chile doing sort of like gamification of soil microbiomes. We have people from Mexico doing coral reef restoration. And we have some really interesting guys coming in to talk about the climate change sort of like efforts through DeSci. And then the last one is soul, which is specifically kind of bringing all of that together to focus on how all these different aspects can come together for a culture of decentralizing science. So the soul is a focus on community and a focus on bringing people together to push this new sort of idea of doing science, but with more citizen participation. So we have cypherpunkism in science, intersections with DeSci and academia. And then where we at DeSci World are particularly interested is the knowledge commons, or the scientific commons, which is a shared infrastructure of knowledge, of resources, of networks, where people can participate more meaningfully in science. So those are the first 5 days. And then at the end, we're actually inviting quite a few academics from the local areas in Buenos Aires, local universities, to present their problems and things that they're facing as issues in science and academia right now. I know that funding is particularly tough for academics in Buenos Aires right now, to present to the DeSci community. Rather than the first 5 days, we're hoping to inspire students and academics to join DeSci or to use DeSci. The final day is the reverse, where they will be presenting to us and say, hey, these are our problems. Do you have any solutions? And then into the afternoon, we plan to get workshop with different DeSci projects, getting together and working with academics to help them sort of like brainstorm or mind map their problems. And the idea is that by the end of it, we will have more intersection between academia and the blockchain community, because that's something that we're really lacking at the moment in the DeSci space, is this excited intersection between existing institutions and the DeSci space. Right now, it's sort of like separating, which I think is a problem. And I think a lot of people in the DeSci space are hoping to see more integration between the two. So that's why we're doing it. We really hope that it's going to be a fun, exploratory thing for lots of people to come and learn a bit more about the cool stuff that's happening, but also how the potential for this technology can improve their work.
I find it so exciting to have like wellness as part of the Devconnect main agenda. I think that's something super important to have in mind as well. I think the science itself is a core fundamental of the technology, and it's super important to implement it. So super excited that this is happening. Would like to ask you now, in a couple of days, I don't know if it's happening right now, we have the start of Edge City, a full movement around wellness as well, happening in the south of Argentina. Are you going there? Is people going to find you there? Or what kind of connections do we have in that sense?
Yeah, I arrived in Patagonia last night. So this is my first day here at Edge City. So if anyone is in Edge City, please let me know. We'd love to catch up. Yeah, so DeSci World, 4 of our team members are here. We're doing some really cool stuff with sense-making technology, qualitative research, essentially trying to aggregate as much information as possible from people, and then using our technology bonfires.ai to do qualitative research or sense-making to produce this sort of like actionable output for people to coordinate better and to get the most out of this experience whilst we're here. So if you are interested and you're in Edge City, reach out to me, reach out to DeSci World. My Twitter is JB87UA. DeSci World is DeSci World. Bonfires AI is Bonfires AI. And we'll get you set up with some cool tech.
Love it, love it. Thank you, Joshua, very much. I really love the topic you are bringing. So, well, everyone that wants to connect with him, you can find him in the HCT movement. And now I would like to ask Cande to tell us about her community hub and a topic super important as well, that is tokenization. Please.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, congrats to all of you. You're doing amazing things. And I'm very excited to visit all the community hubs. So I think it's going to be very cool. So we're hosting with other startups the real world asset tokenization. So this topic has become like one of the hottest topics in the Web3 and financial world right now. So we're seeing how this technology is reshaping the way capital flows. And also we see from Real Blocks how it's a natural process for Latin America. So where people are looking for fundings, and there are a lot of people like also have a lot of money, we say, under the mattress, we say in Argentina, like there are a lot of people that keep their savings without investing them. So we see tokenization is a natural process for the financial world in Latin America. So I think this is very important. So we're going to be talking about very like a 360 vision of the whole real world asset world, tokenization world. So we're going first talking about the global and local time here also for Argentina. So we're going to be focusing on why real world asset tokenization is taking this center stage this year. Overall, we have two new regulations this year from our regulators in Argentina that were like really very important for the market, the tokenization market, and also for the world. Like we're in a good place for the world to see tokenization of real world assets here. Also, we're gonna be talking about like reimagining financing, like how real world asset tokenization opens a new way of funding for businesses, and how this makes more efficient. It's a more efficient way to raise funds and access global capital. We were also going to talk about business models in action. We're gonna explore real examples, use cases that we're already tokenizing. We have like a huge world of that. We want to show that there are a lot of real world assets that can be tokenized, and that many businesses can access this technology for funding. So we're gonna be talking from Real Blocks one day about the yerba mate. We tokenize yerba mate, so that is a very interesting case. And also other startups are gonna be talking about, for example, new ways of funding with real world assets as lending. For example, I don't know if you're into it, but that's very interesting. There are gonna be two professional people talking about that, and that would be great. Also, we're gonna bring a space for regulation. That's a very important thing for us right now, and for our industries. We're gonna be talking about how regulatory frameworks are evolving and what's happening in Argentina, and why compliance is essential for this technology. So we're gonna be focusing on a legal part also. And also we're gonna be talking about what's beyond the crypto bubble, right? Like we're gonna be searching and looking forward to people who are interested in Web3 but are not into crypto or are not into Web3. We're gonna be talking like in a normal language, like we say, like to normal people that are not into Web3. So we want everyone to get to know this technology, the opportunity this technology brings, And we're gonna be making a lot of workshops. Like as I said in the beginning, it's a 360 community hub, as we're gonna be having, for example, workshops for devs. But also we're going to be having workshops for people that are not into tokenization, that are not into crypto, and are not into Web3. So we're going to be very open to everyone that comes here, and the startups that are participating in this and co-organizing with us this community hub are very, very thrilled to be expecting a lot of people. And also at last, we're going to be seeing and talking about what's ahead. So what's next for real world asset tokenization, and why LATAM has the potential to lead this global conversation. As I said before, how this is a natural way of funding in Latin America, and unlocking like all the Latin America potential that we have. So we're very, very, very excited to have this. We're very excited to talk about what the opportunity of this technology. And we also know that this is a very important topic happening in the Web3 world. So there will be.
So tokenization is a super hot topic right now. I think it makes a lot of sense that this is one of the main hubs for all around companies, startups that want to integrate blockchain technology. So maybe anyone wants to be part of a workshop, network with other service providers. How should they connect? How should they be in contact with you?
Okay, we don't have yet social media for the hub, but you can follow us. Real Blogs is real.blogs in Instagram and real_blogs in X. So we're gonna be talking about that with other startups. We have Boulder Tech too. We have Para Blockchain. We have Stellum Finance. We have like a lot of startups like working with us. And that's very like exciting, you know, because that's about a community hub. Like the main startups that are doing tokenization in Argentina today, we are like working all together to make this happen and to make tokenization like reach a lot of people. So we're very, very excited for that. And we're also going to have very important people. We are expecting people from the fintech institution. We're also expecting people from the CNB, that is our regulators in Argentina. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So okay. I send the social media through the comments, and awesome. you can reach me in also everyone can reach me in Telegram as Candelaria Font. We are very open to talk, or you can see in the Real Blogs media, social media, you can schedule a meeting. We're here. We're here for everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Cande, as well everyone else. I see we don't have much time left, so I will, last of all, I'll go through the LATAM Community Hub. I try to be super quick for everyone to get the info. I know we went through a lot. There's a lot of things happening as well. The community hubs are just a part of what we should expect of Devconnect. So really excited about everything that is coming. Related to the LATAM Community Hub, we thought about this space and we decided to be a central spot for every community involved in Ethereum to connect, to meet each other, to look forward for synergies towards next years. We have different topics that we understand that interest related people around the Web3 ecosystem. We have presentations around connections with universities, how to set up education frameworks for people to learn. We also have access to funding. We have regulatory frameworks as well. You should expect, I want to go through the main agenda if I'm missing anything, but all related to, well, if you are a community, if you are a builder, if you want to establish connections, if you want to know about all the communities that are building blockchain all across the region, all across the continent, if you want to connect with someone that wants to maybe then invite you to be part of a conference or to be a mentor or to be, or you want to lead a product, this is the space for you. We have a whole agenda. We are amazed with everything that that is happening right now. We shared the other day some insights on how it's going to end up. So you can write me as Suka underscore, is that the word, under slash DF, or the handle is SIDLATAM in all platforms. You should contact us if you want to be part of this agenda, if you want to connect, if you want to get to know all the other builders, all the other communities that are building on Ethereum all across the continent, all the other institutions or universities that are well interested on adopting the technology. This movement is from communities, from people, and to and for communities and people. So inviting you all to participate, to interact. We are still closing up the agenda, inviting different startups, projects that want to showcase themselves, tell their stories, what they are doing. So open to everyone that wants to take part on this. So with that said, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being part of this stream. I hope you find it interesting and you find everything that you were looking for. Then we will do a general post for everyone to be able to follow the different accounts and to be updated on the main agenda that we have around the community hubs. In a short term, I don't know if I am able to share this, if this is a spoiler, but we will have a shared agenda as well, a shared calendar. Now you know it. So we'll be sharing that link as well soon. Thank you very much for joining this. Looking forward to meet you all around Devconnect. I see that some of the organizers have had to leave because had other calls as well. But we'll be in touch and we'll be meeting every one of you during Devconnect. Any final words you want to share with the public?
Suka, thank you very much for all these things that you're doing. Oh, sorry, Tom. Thank you so much, and we wait for you in the Real World Asset Tokenization Community Hub. We are really excited to see all of you. Thank you so much.
And
Yes,
thank you for hosting this. And also, if anybody is listening and they're building anything with account abstraction that they want to showcase in our hub, we still have a couple of days open for applications. So by all means, go to our Twitter, ERC4337, and just look up one of our tweets where we share the link to the form and submit your proposal. We're especially looking for apps that are building cool stuff in account abstraction. So if you build something that's really interesting and it utilizes account abstraction, please hit us up.
Awesome. Vicky? Do we still have her? I think we lost her. So, well, again, thank you very much. Thank you all. Super excited about everything that is coming to Devconnect. Repeating what, I don't know who said, I really would want to divide myself and be part of everything. I know that's not possible, so I will do my best. I'm asking you as well. Well, thank you all, guys. See you soon and see you next time. Bye.
See you in Devconnect. Bye.
There, we ended with